video game adaptation movie. Not known to do too well on the big screen. And then that initial Sonic design. Things are not boding well for this movie. However, they did the whole twist and they redesigned Sonic, delayed the movie. Could this be a good video game movie? Stay tuned for my review. I'll let you know. What's up, dudes and dudettes, all you awesome people? Welcome to the Geeky Heathen channel. I am Glen, the Geeky Heathen, here with my spoiler-free review. As always, spoiler-free. Forgive the nasally sound, full of the cold, but it's life. Spoiler-free review of Sonic, the 2020 movie. Now, you have James Marsden, Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, Tika Sumpter. Is it Sumpter? Tika Sumpter. Quite a few actors in there. Sonic's redesign. It worked. First of all, it worked. Whew. I'm still convinced that it wasn't redesigned, that they designed him perfectly in the first place, and they made this fake bad Sonic, and it was all advertising scheme. Conspiracy theory. I'm sure there's no way that original design could have snuck through. But I'm not here to talk about the redesign, not here to talk about all that. I'm here to talk about the movie itself, my opinion on it, what I thought. So, let's give a synopsis to start off with, shall we? Spoiler-free synopsis. So, Sonic is in our world. Starts off, gives you a little bit of an origin story. Sonic is in our world, and he can move between worlds using portal rings, and he loses the rings and he has to go on a journey to regain the rings. And on this journey, he enlists help from James Marsden, who plays Tom. That's the synopsis of this movie, without going into any spoilers. Another classical road trip movie. So, there is a few flaws in the story, I think, but I still enjoyed it. It's a funny, heartwarming story. I think kids will love it, and Sonic fans will love it as well. It's definitely aimed at children. It's definitely a children's movie. It's aimed for a younger audience, 100%. I've got to say, going in, initially, my preconceived notion was I was pretty mad that it was based in our world and it wasn't in Sonic's world, because I want to see Sonic's home world. I want to see all of the normal cast and storylines. But I will say, the way it was written, I actually really enjoyed the movie. It really surprised me. I thought I was going to be really annoyed, because they do this a lot with CGI characters and characters from different worlds. They put them into our world and think we're going to like it, and a lot of times I don't. I'd rather have seen their own home world. This was written incredibly well. It had a nice little origin story, little bit part there, comes into our world, and it's written really well. I actually found myself really enjoying it. Surprisingly, I like James Marsden's character. I really thought that the human character was going to be the annoying character, because I wanted to see a Sonic movie about Sonic. But James Marsden played this character amazingly, and the chemistry between a CGI character and this character, the chemistry between them was amazing. I didn't even realise Ben Schwartz was the voice actor. It wasn't until after I come out and I looked it up, I was like, oh, and I realised who he was. To me, he was Sonic. He played the part absolutely amazing, funny throughout, and I say I'm surprised that I like James Marsden's character. I really thought, because a lot of these films that do CGI adaptations, they tend to take away from the character you want to go and see and to focus on more human counterparts, whereas this storyline followed Sonic the whole way through. Sonic was the main focal point of this storyline. You weren't following two humans who met him. You were following Sonic the whole time. It was all about Sonic, and I really, really loved that. And I'm going to go on and give you a few pros and cons, like I always do in all my movie reviews. I'll give you, in this one, there was only really one sort of con, so I'm going to give you one pro, one con. The biggest pro, the biggest thing about this movie that I absolutely loved, and I think it's the best part of the movie, is Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is back on form, and when I say back on form, he's always been a great actor, always been hilarious, but this role he plays in this, it takes me back to the Mask, Jim Carrey. Forgot Ace Ventura. Completely forgot the name of him then. Ace Ventura and the Mask. It takes back to them days. It's absolutely amazing. The character he plays is over the top, and I was so confused that he was cast for this role as Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman. I was like, Jim Carrey does not look like him. But he plays this so well, and he does evolve into him and looks like him at the end, I'll give you that. So Jim Carrey is the biggest pro from this movie, along with Sonic. I mean, Sonic was amazing, the redesign was great, the art was great, but Jim Carrey just absolutely smashed this role, and I found him to be hilarious the whole way through. He's the biggest pro for me in this movie. Cons, I initially wrote a lot of stuff like storyline, plot, details. What I actually will make my con is Sonic's speed. It's not written in very well. How he has this super speed, we all know this, but same as any sort of character who has this speed or any sort of superhuman strength, there's always that flaw. Like, if they're that fast, why don't they just do this? And if they can do that, why don't they do this? What has happened? And that's one of the biggest flaws. They kind of tried to write it in there a little bit, I think, to explain a way around it, why he needs help, why the movie's not over in a flash because he's Sonic and he's fast. But I don't feel like they've written it in very well. I think they could have written something better. It just seems like a big flaw. Like, he's that fast, why does he struggle with anything? He is very, very fast. I mean, they have one scene to give you spoiler, but I won't spoil it. It's almost like the X-Men Quicksilver scene, where Sonic's running really fast and everything's frozen in place. It's been used before, but it's still good, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. That's sort of my pros and cons. I'm going to go on to my rating. I struggle to rate this because I am a huge Sonic fan. I've loved Sonic ever since I was a child and I received my first Mega Drive. It's one of my favourite memories of my childhood. My parents came into some money, and one Christmas me and my brother both got a Sega Mega Drive, and one of the games was Sonic the Hedgehog, and I have loved Sonic ever since that moment. So I've watched this movie twice. I watched it the first time and I was just trying to collect my thoughts and write my review, and I feel like I was rating it too high. I was like, no, you're doing this too high. You're doing this because you're a Sonic fan. So I went and seen it again, and I watched it a second time, and I think the second time I loved it more than the first time. So I'm going to go with my gut instinct, what I initially thought, or I initially tried to lower it down myself in my head, but I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. A nice solid 9 out of 10. I was going to try and lower it down to 8, but I think that's too low for this. This movie is hilarious the whole way through. It's really surprised me how funny it is and how well written it is, because I wasn't expecting it to be this good, because it was in our world, and normally when they do these characters into our world, they're not that good. This was absolutely amazing. And I will say, I was very, very intrigued by Sonic's origin story. So they have a small segment at the beginning of the movie, and it gives you a little bit of origin about him. And I do not know this. I did not know about it before. I don't know if it is true Sonic lore, or it's something that's been written for the movie, because it sounds like something's been written, or it looks like something's been written for the movie to me, because I haven't heard of it. But I really liked that segment there, I did. And I have to say, the credits, there is some stuff at the end of the movie, so there's a mid-roll and end roll, so watch them. They are both amazing, and the last one blew my mind. Now, the credits themselves, though, I've got to say, they were a retro style credits. They were almost like an 8-bit credits of parts throughout the movie. I loved that ending credits. It was absolutely amazing, and I would, without any of the mid-rolls and end rolls, I would have stayed just to watch them credits, because it brought back such nostalgia, and I absolutely loved it. Talking about credits, before I end this here. There was a beginning credit, and much like Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Universe, much like them, they have their own intros beginning. Marvel, it shows you all the different characters and different creations. DC shows you different ones. There was a Sega credit intro. Now, I don't know if they've put that in there and they're thinking of doing like a Sega universe and introducing more Sega games, the cinematic Sega universe. I really hope that's true, because this movie, it left me wanting more. I want to see a sequel. I really, really want to see a sequel. I also want to see other movies from the Sega universe. Don't get me wrong, after that beginning credit intro. But I'd love to see a sequel. Only for the sequel, I would love to go to another world, to Sonic's world. I would love for that to happen and to meet more characters from the Sonic games. The movie worked amazingly. It's brilliant. I believe everyone should go and see it. Not just because all Sonic fans were in uproar about the character design originally, and then they redesigned it for everyone. I think that alone just makes everyone just deserve a chance to go and see it. But it's a really good movie. It's really, really good. And it surprised me that it's so good, because I went in there trying to keep my expectations low. Even though I'm a huge Sonic fan, I'm like, right, keep your expectations low. It's one of these movies. It's set in our world. It's going to be rubbish. It's amazing. I absolutely love the movie. And it was funny the whole way through. I can't think of any flaws. There's nothing about it that I didn't like. The only flaw I could think was Sonic's speed. It kind of doesn't help the storyline and plots. You're like, if he's that fast, why doesn't he do this? But other than that, which wasn't written very well, I loved it. And I want to see Sonic's homeworld. I want to see them go to another world. I really want to see that in a sequel. I hope it happens. I hope this movie makes a lot of money and they do produce a sequel, especially with Jim Carrey. Get Jim Carrey back. Get him doing a sequel. Start filming right now. I loved it so much. I cannot wait. And I'm going to go see this again. That's how much I loved it. But I'm going to end this here before I go off on far too long about this movie. And I am very interested in your thoughts. All the normal YouTube stuff. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know down below in the comments. Have you seen the movie? What did you think? What was your rating? Give me some pros and cons. And I think I'm going to end it there. The movie felt very short to me. That's one last thing I'll say. I feel like they could have extended it. I hope there is an extended version with extra scenes in there with Sonic, because he is absolutely amazing. But I'm going to end it here. As always, much love. Until next time, stay awesome.